Jack Gamble. You're listening to the Why So Serious Show.
For your cast of the Why So Serious Show on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
It is Tuesday, and it is time for the Why So Serious Show. I'm Jesse Morrison, alongside Alex Coyle and Mallory Schnell. Blaze Radio, BlazeRadioOnline.com. Not live from the Bill Austin radio studio. We were all three in separate remote locations. But Alex, I just have to rub it in your face because it was a huge win today for the football team. Football team, football team, 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 football team.
I can't believe you're celebrating after what your dirty linebacker did to our second-string quarterback today.
That was horrible. He should be suspended. I told you that. I tweeted that. You can see the receipts on Twitter.
Dirty.
Horrible, horrible, horrible.
I think that negates the win, honestly.
I can't help but celebrate my team's victory. One guy does not negate the rest of the team's achievement.
I think it negates it. Just didn't happen. No game. Game didn't happen.
So just
Also,
no.
Yeah. No record of it. Nothing ever happened.
Just never happened at all.
No.
There were no fans there to see it, so.
True. Just true.
I mean, is any of this valid? Fox could just have really good animation. Conspiracy theory.
Very true. And a conspiracy theory against that they hit the Cowboys.
Fox?
Yeah.
They love the Cowboys. That's like they're basically the flagship station for the Cowboys.
Cowboys are the only team with the TV network. Yeah, maybe the Patriots and CBS, but
Joe Buck is the play-by-play guy for the Dallas Cowboys. If you go to the website and look up team personnel, Joe Buck is listed as TV play-by-play guy, and Troy Aikman is listed as the color analyst.
might as well be quarterback at this point.
I mean, he probably has a few good throws left.
But, man, someone's got to fire the training staff or the medical staff. Because
I mean, you can't,
the injury, okay, the two injuries to the quarterback's fine, but, we have one healthy the Cowboys have one healthy offensive linebacker.
I say we.
Lineman, leads the league in IR. Something is clearly wrong with how these players are taken care of or how they're being trained.
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world with the 26 IR players, back-to-back seasons or something like that for the Washington football team in 2018 and 2019.
Let me guess, they fired their staff.
What was that?
I said, let me guess, they fired their medical staff.
I don't know. I think that it's just a weird fluke year with a lot of injuries because of no preseason games. There's a lot of injuries for everyone, not just the Dallas Cowboys.
But they lead the league in injured reserve.
Yeah, Cowboys fans are
also this team has no heart. This team has no heart. I don't condone fighting, but the fact that John Bostic did not get at least someone in his face after he did that shows that the Cowboys have no heart.
Oh yeah, that whole Mike McCarthy thing, 100% true. I don't care what they say.
What Mike McCarthy thing?
The thing where the players were calling out the coaching staff and stuff.
Oh yes,
definitely happened. This team doesn't play together and has no heart.
No, you can't fight for Andy, for your quarterback who just got absolutely decapitated. You can't go or at least give the guy a shove. I'm not saying go haul off and punch the guy, but you can't.
Yeah, just get in his face at least.
It's nothing. Nothing happened. Nobody did anything.
You remember
Zero. And the only pushing and shoving was after the final knee when they were shoving each other. The Cowboys were shoving each other.
You remember when Kiko Alonso laid that hit on Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco's lineman got right in the face of Kiko Alonso.
Exactly. That's how you're supposed to do that. That's how the linemen get steak dinners.
Yes, true. I don't know. That was a rough play to watch, but the rest of the team played really well for Washington.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yes.
The
Other
front
than that,
like Kerrigan sacked a guy with one arm today, or sacked. I think it was the backup from JMU.
Ryan Kerrigan, Muncie, Indiana.
Don't.
Don't.
Yeah, but did you see him sack the JMU quarterback with one hand?
I'm going to be honest. I did not watch any of the second half, except for the aftermath of the Andy Dalton injury and the first drive of Ben DiNucci.
You didn't miss anything. It was 3-0 in the second half. Like the Washington football team kicked a field goal, and that was it. Dustin Hopkins is terrible. We should get rid of him, but that's the only negative other than the Bostic hit that I had from our performance is that we need a new kicker. But the big game, the best game, the game that is way better than the atrocious NFC East was Cardinals Seahawks, and I know Mallory actually watched that game. So
yeah, we watched it, right, Karina? We sure did. What did we think of the ending? Go Cardinals! I love the Cardinals.
I got
something that's on our show. Can we have an introduction here?
This is Karina, my roommate. Hello. So we were watching the Cardinals Seahawks game. I didn't know who to root for because those are my number 2 and number 3 teams behind the Dolphins.
We're in the same division, which is really tough.
We no matter what, we won.
We tied.
Were you rooting for a tie?
Really fun. No, I was rooting for a good game, fun had by everyone on both sides. I think the fans had a good time for the first time at State Farm Stadium this season.
They were all Seahawks fans because all the Cardinals fans that were given the opportunity to sell tickets were just sold them for $800 to Seahawks.
I'm hoping it's not like that for the Cardinals-Dolphins game because I'm trying to go to that.
You really think that we're going to want to go to the Dolphins? I think you're going to be just fine. You really think that we're going to want to go see the Dolphins play?
I'm going to go see it. Let's all go. Let's all go.
Tua raises those ticket prices.
Okay.
Okay, but what about that Arizona State kicker for the Cardinals? How about that?
Zane Gonzalez.
So here's my problem with that. He's my fantasy kicker, right?
Uh-huh.
I came into Sunday night with a 20-point lead over the next guy. He has Tyler Lockett. I have Zane Gonzalez. We're fine.
That's an L.
Huh?
That's an L.
Well, yeah. Listen how this transpired. So Tyler Lockett does that little toe tap in the end zone. So he goes up by 6. Zane Gonzalez boots one through the uprights to tie the game. So I'm like, all right, if Zane Gonzalez can get a field goal in overtime, we win, right? We're trailing by 2. Okay? So Tyler Lockett doesn't get a catch on the Seahawks' first drive. So then all we need to do is Zane Gonzalez to kick a game-winning field goal. Misses that field goal. So now I'm down by 3. Tyler Lockett gets another catch for 1.7 points or whatever.
Oh.
And so I'm down by 5 or 4.64. I'm down 4.64, okay? All I need is a 50-plus yard field goal. You know what? You want to know how long that field goal was?
48 yards.
48-yard field goal. I lost by 0.64 points.
Is that in our league?
No.
Okay.
Terrible loss.
Insane,
but terrible loss.
I started the Jags kicker because I figured, the Jags would be stopped for field goals multiple times because they're the Jags, but he gave me 1 extra point.
Nice.
One of the big reasons why I'm
and you know something else? I'm really mad at Cliff Kingsbury for not kicking that field goal in regulation. Instead he went for it on 4th down. Terrible play call that way too.
I think Cliff did a good job. I think the Cardinals did a good job as a whole. I have no complaints.
Just needed one more field goal.
I have no complaints with that game because, there are people complaining that the Cardinals didn't play well enough. I'm like, they're not.
Oh, they played very well. Their defense in the second half was phenomenal. I didn't watch, but I looked at the stats. They were amazing.
Isaiah Simmons officially not a bust.
You didn't play a snap in the first half.
Yeah, but officially not a bust with that interception. That's one of the greatest interceptions I've ever seen. Played it perfectly. It was so great. But
Better like a book.
yeah, but I just like I have no complaints really because they're gonna make their fair share of mistakes against Russell Wilson in that offense. Like they're not gonna play a perfect game. Also, Cliff's a little bit of a gambler, but enough talk of that game. Mallory, your team was supposed to play this week, but then because of other teams' COVID, they had their schedule switched around. So this ended up being their bye week, week 7, but gave them time to switch to Tua. How excited are you about that?
So excited. It's Tua time. Ryan Fitzpatrick is upset that he lost his job. I think he should be happy for Tua, but maybe there's room for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I don't think he's mad at Tua or not unhappy for Tua. I mean, he lost his job. Wouldn't you be sad?
Maybe there's room for Ryan Fitzpatrick in Dallas now, huh?
Honestly, that would be a great trade. Ryan Fitzpatrick is completing 70% of his passes. No quarterback, I don't think any quarterback in the history of the NFL has completed 70% of his passes and been benched. I don't care how good the rookie is.
The only thing that is keeping that, me slightly wanting that is that the Cowboys are only half game out of the playoffs. If the Cowboys had the same record and they're 4 games out of the playoffs, no, burn it down. Just don't sell everybody, but just rebuild for next year. Everybody gets healthy. But half game out of the playoffs, quarterback's not the problem though. It's the offensive line, it's the defense, it's the coaching staff, it's the medical staff. The quarterback's not going to fix this. It's bad.
Yeah,
so Jack's worth.
You just need Sean Lee back.
We put it on the poll. Are the Cowboys just always one Sean Lee away?
Mallory, put it on the poll. Are the Cowboys just one Sean Lee away? And it's the normal spelling of Sean. Did we have a Sean-related poll last week?
I feel like we did.
Al Michaels, though. We need to go back to Cardinals.
Former Sun Devil?
Seahawks, yes. Former Sun Devil Al Michaels.
I don't think we can call him a Sun Devil alum because I don't know if he actually graduated. But
I believe that he graduated in 1972 or something or it was earlier than that. It was the late 60s. Wrote for the State Press, by the way.
Really?
Yes, according to Wikipedia.
Well, let's go. Hey, what was his first major league team that he worked for? Cincinnati Reds.
Great, I'm glad you know that. Adding a lot to the show. Let me play this.
Ralph works for the Cincinnati. Not technically works for the Cincinnati, but never mind.
I'll show this video real quick, but here is Al Michaels' call of a Carlos Hyde touchdown, and Al Michaels is literally my favorite broadcaster, maybe of all time. But this wasn't his best moment, and it's funny to laugh at. So, y'all's thoughts on that call?
He just didn't know if he was in bounds. Didn't know if it was a tightrope job, bro. Tightrope job.
Yeah, but the graphic is running touchdown on the bottom of the screen. I mean, I think we've had worse touchdown calls in our broadcasts, but in the first 2 games this week, I haven't had one that bad.
Everybody makes mistakes.
I'm better than Al Michaels. That's what I'm saying. I'm better at football broadcasting than Al Michaels. Hire me to NBC. Hire me to Sunday Night Football. Put me in the Super Bowl. I don't care. I'm ready to go.
Put it on the poll. Is he better than Al Michaels? No context, just is he?
Mallory, and you're asking. Mallory asked about the poll, and we'd have nothing else to buffer this with. So, Mallory, are the Cowboys a Sean Lee SEA in away? Are they just a Sean Lee away? That's the poll.
Mhm.
And then the other poll is he better than Al Michaels? Just he. Not me, just he.
Just he.
World Series, Clayton Kershaw still needs to do it in a game 7. That's my take. That's my leadoff take of this is he's had 2 good starts this World Series, neither of which are in a game 7, and he hasn't gone longer than 6 innings.
And you know what?
Go 8 innings against another ace, and
this is all leading up to, though, him coming out of the bullpen in game 7.
Yeah, and you know what's going to happen? He's going to give up.
Choi is going to go Yabo on him.
It's going to be G-Man Choi or Brett Phillips.
Or Yoshi Susugo.
I don't know who that is.
He's there. So he was like a very good power hitter in Japan for 10 years, like 200 and something home runs. This is his first year in Major League Baseball. I think 8 home runs, but he was batting under 130, I think. And 127 average, something like that. So.
Yeah, the Rays have a lot of guys. The Rays might be the team with like the worst hitters that I've ever seen win the World Series. Like they have some really terrible hitters.
The lineup works, man. The lineup works. Like Kiermaier from Fort Wayne, Indiana, in that lower third. You have Mike Brosseau every so often from Portage, Indiana, hitting home runs off Aroldis Chapman. You've got guys like Brandon Lau, who played at the University of Maryland, from second base. I'm trying to think.
Maryland produces baseball players?
Yeah, him, and then I think Kevin Smith.
Who's that?
Catcher. He's a catcher. I'm pretty sure Kevin Smith was Maryland.
Yeah, but like Mike Zunino walks up there like he's Mike Piazza.
Mike Zunino, 0 for the series.
Yeah, but he strides in there like he's Mike Piazza. Like he's about to hit 40 home runs in a season. Like he thinks he's so good.
Throw back to when Mike Zunino was on Florida.
He played for Florida.
Played for Florida. Yeah, I remember when he was a catcher.
Who else? Oh, yeah. Hunter Renfroe can hit it a mile, but also hits like 150.
Right.
I honestly don't know how they're in the World Series. I guess it's just that they're smart.
No, I completely understand. They play great defense. They run the bases well. I should say they're aggressive on the bases. They didn't run the bases very well today. But
that's about it, though. Like their lineup
get the timely hit, though, but they also rely – I shouldn't say they get the timely hit. Because most of their runs this postseason, I think 70% of their runs have been via the home run. So
the Orioles have a better lineup than them.
Oh, I'd disagree.
The Orioles lineup top to bottom, and you will.
Is Chris Davis in the lineup?
Not really anymore. They didn't really play him the last month of the season.
You know why? Because you have a smart manager. Where was he before he was your manager? Bench coach of the Chicago Cubs. It all comes back to me. All comes for full circle.
Okay, Alex. That's
You're either from Indiana or you were a Cubs bench coach.
Game 4 was the greatest. Was the greatest game that I've seen in the World Series since the Astros-Dodgers World Series. It was the greatest. It was such a good game. It was amazing. I was like that play at the end with the catcher losing the ball and Arozarena somehow.
Don't say the catcher lost the ball. That was a bad throw. That was a
bad throw, but still, you got to hang on to that. I don't care.
No, that's a terrible throw. That should not have been an error on Smith. That's got to be – well, actually, the MLB Network literally just showed the play, and I don't know. But
yeah.
Every time I see it, it's different.
Both of them. It's on both of them. It's on Pollock, who sucks, by the way. I don't like it.
It wasn't Pollock.
Yeah.
No, Pollock was in left field. That was
no, it was the
Taylor. That was Chris Taylor.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, it was Chris Taylor.
Pollock went to Notre Dame. He wouldn't make that mistake.
God,
you can't get anything by me, man. You can't get anything by me. And you know what? If Austin Barnes was catching from Arizona State, he would have caught that ball.
Tonight's game, the football game, was better, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Tonight's game was a solid game. It was a solid baseball.
Yeah, it was a solid game, but it was
You
definitely.
can't compete with the ending of that game. But if I had two to choose from, I would obviously choose the World Series game 10 times out of 10.
For some reason, we have Jeremy on the show. I don't know why he's joining our show, but
It's 1 degree outside here in the beautiful state of Montana. Jeremy Schnell of SWX Montana. Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Montana on the phone.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. You guys do a great job. First time, long time, actually. It's only been about 2 weeks since I've come on, Jesse, and I have a lot to talk about. So,
all right, have the just I made this Sunday night.
10 and 2, Jeremy.
This Tuesday show that's running. I'm sorry that we're not recording this. Well, we are recording this on Sunday night. I'm just gonna spoil it for you. I'm sorry, people that are listening, but this isn't live. Like I said,
You are not looking live.
You're not looking live. But we made this show specifically for us ASU students, Blaze Radio alumni.
He has Vote for Sparky shirt on. He has Vote for Sparky shirt on, so he's an ASU kid at heart right now.
Yeah. We
also,
have my show on Wednesdays for that.
I'm a huge fan of what you guys do on this show, and I'm just very blessed to be able to have the opportunity to come on
Blessed.
and
You're
talk
very
with you guys.
blessed.
What were we talking about? What is the topic of choice right now, boys?
We're about to move on from World Series to Music with Mallory, but
The first debut segment of Music with Mallory.
I think we've done it before, but it was a really long time ago. And if I remember right, like somebody interrupted it. I don't know who, but somebody interrupted it.
Probably Jeremy Schnell.
Let me talk about the World Series just real quick before you guys move on.
Can I ask Mallory's thoughts on the World Series? Because I know she has a lot of opinions.
Mallory, what career would you rather have? Clayton Kershaw's or Dontrell Willis?
Dontrell Willis.
Of course.
From the Marlins, right?
Yeah.
Why, Mallory?
Just because I know him.
See?
Do you not know who Clayton Kershaw is?
Oh, of course I know who he is.
Who's Clayton Kershaw?
He's the man.
Mallory,
on the poll, is he the man?
is he the man?
It's like that movie with Amanda Bynes.
She's the man.
Yeah.
They play soccer.
That's such a good movie. That's based on a Shakespeare play, by the way, that movie. Twelfth Night by Shakespeare.
That's
Mallory
not
with the
a high school soccer movie based on Shakespeare. Normally they just throw Will Ferrell and some coffee into soccer movies.
Mallory with the
Or Mike
Shakespeare
Ditka.
knowledge.
Ditka. Do you know who you're talking to? That movie is the most underrated movie in the history of film.
Did we talk Indiana football yet?
No, that's our last segment. Jeremy, since
Well, we've had a lot of Indiana mentions, by the way.
lots of Indiana mentions. Also, Austin Burnett, former ASU,
Huge Indiana fan, apparently.
huge Indiana fan now. Doesn't matter that he cheers for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. He is all in on the Hoosiers.
Me?
No, Austin
Austin
Burnett
Burnett.
is a huge Notre Dame.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Really?
But,
Why?
Huge Indiana fan.
Yeah.
Where's he
apparently
from?
He's from Indiana.
Indiana.
Oh, is he from Carmel?
We don't know
We're
this.
talking about where people are from right now.
What is this? Alex, you're muted.
It's now time for music with
You
Mallory.
already muted him.
I
Himself.
muted myself.
Yeah.
Wait, Alex, are we twinning?
Go Rays.
No, Alex, do you have the thingy on your wrist too? Oh,
I'm not explaining what that is.
Is it
I-
one
it
of
look-
those
it looks
balance
like mine.
things for baseball?
No, I don't know. I'm not explaining what this
A power balance. Nobody. Do you guys remember the fraud?
Josh Beckett's power balance? Of course I remember.
Okay, two things that were the biggest frauds alive, and the third thing is a fraud that's currently going on.
I have a fourth, but I'll let you go first.
Number one biggest fraud: fighting necklaces. They did not help you breathe better. That was the biggest BS I've ever heard. But you know what? I would wear two at the same time. Number two biggest BS thing we were just talking about: power balance wristbands. Those things were crap. They were just pieces of plastic. Like, I can't believe people wore those. The thing that is still going strong, I see commercials for it all the time. Brett Favre, Jerry Rice, Tommy Copper, anything is such BS. Nobody runs around in that anyway. You look like a dang fool in the Tommy Copper stuff. It just looks like you're old. Like, it just is so old man. I'm sorry. And then Alex has a fourth one.
So here's my fourth. It's also very old man and very BS. Jesse's takes.
Okay, terrible. Terrible. You're muted. Like, it's so bad. Jeremy, do you have World Series thoughts?
I do. A Rosarena rhymes with Macarena, first of all. Second of all,
Thanks, Jeff.
Obviously he's the best player in World Series history. He's
Trouble
first.
at that though earlier in this game.
Okay, but he's first. Obviously, I didn't watch. I was watching Seahawks Cardinals, but he's number one ahead, just ahead of Corey Seager. Corey Seager's number 2, and then right behind him is Justin Turner. Those are the 3 top players in World Series history.
Mallory, put it on the poll. Is Jeremy
Living in the moment? Yes.
Or no, living in the moment. I meant to say living in the moment. Is Jeremy living in the moment?
Over Sparky.
Jeremy, you know that
Put it on the poll. Put it on the poll. Vote for Sparky? Question mark.
Jeremy, do you know that David Ortiz is on the does that not remind you, of the greatest World Series player of all time?
Rosarena.
He was doing the Rosarena when he slid and tapped on home plate yesterday.
Mallory, are we ready for your music segment? She gave me the finger. She goes, 1 second.
He is working hard on the polls as usual.
He spelled Sean Lee wrong.
She spelled Sean Lee wrong, but I corrected it, so we have a correction there. We're good. Everything's okay.
Since when is the normal spelling of Sean Lee Shawn?
All the songs I know are spelled Shawn.
The Sean that is normally spelled Sean.
No, because that's seen.
That's seen.
That's
The normal
seen.
spelling of Sean should either be the Sean Hill version.
Dean McLaughlin.
Sean McLaughlin. He's always on the morning news.
One of my the news director or the sports director at my station, it's Shaun.
Yeah, like Sean Hill.
Oh, Jeremy, I talked at work today. I was booking a reservation,
You
right?
talked at work today. Wow.
Yes.
Awesome.
Wow.
Mallory?
I talk to people every day at work today.
Every day.
Anyway,
Sorry for the rough one.
the guy's name is Jeremy, Jeremy.
No,
Jeremy.
no, that
What?
can't be. It's not. No.
He's
What?
like, I'm gonna spell it for you. I'm like, okay, so far so good. After the Y, he adds an I.
Why?
I just said the regular spelling, but with the I. Why?
Okay, the worst because I'm someone that gets his name misspelled a lot. But
Yeah,
the worst
I.E.
one that I ever got was 2 E's. JESSEE. Kindergarten certificate. I completed kindergarten. They gave us trophy.
Put it on the poll. Did Jesse complete kindergarten?
Yeah, but they put 2 E's on the end, and I looked at it, and I remember it being like 7 or 6 or whatever when I was. I was like, wow, that's the first.
Put it on the poll. Was Jesse like, wow?
That's a first. The comments on our Zoom stream right now are incredible. I will just say this. My roommate, former co-host of the show, Travis Whitaker, he still spells my name wrong. We've been roommates for over a year now. He still adds an I before the E.
Good man, that Travis.
Did Jesse?
Look at the poll I posted.
I see it. Did Jesse 2 E's complete kindergarten? I don't know who that was. Maybe I never did because they thought my name was Jesse. Also, the assistant principal at my elementary school would not stop calling me Justin.
Did you put on the poll? Did you know the assistant principal at your elementary school?
No.
Assistant principal?
Yeah.
Wait, you knew who it was? Like you actually knew who it was?
You had an assistant principal.
We had two, I think.
In
I
elementary
feel like at Newcastle, oh well, I just leaked.
Oh my gosh! Now everybody's gonna show up to your elementary school.
Yeah, this is horrible radio. Can we talk about Ariana Grande now, Mallory? We don't have an intro yet for this. No sponsorship, nothing. We're getting there. This
sponsored by no one.
Sponsored by EJ's Nito. Fact of the day.
Dad of the night.
Dad of the day.
Sponsored by Stan Twitter.
Yeah, sponsored by Stan. Yeah, Mallory's
The intro, Jesse.
This is not the right song.
I need to go into my room for this. This is important. Okay.
Incredible radio.
So
Stop.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah, can you make a point to keep that? Like, you gotta be like a YouTuber, like.
So Ariana Grande saved the year 2020 with her new song Positions. Oh my God, the music video, the song, the production, her voice, her outfits, her hair. Oh my God, let's talk about her hair. The low pony with the little side part, amazing.
The music
7
video
outfit
was
changes.
outrageously insane.
Outrageous. Ariana for
Amazing.
president.
Mallory segment.
Ariana for president, yes. Can they write her in the ballot now? No, fortunately not. She's not of age, but give it 20 years or so.
20 years. She only needs to 8. You only have to be 35 to run for president.
Isn't AOC
She's
like
27.
37?
Yeah, 8 years.
Isn't AOC like 37? Like
AOC is 32, but
Okay, so
you can't run till next time.
production-wise, I disagree. I disagree with Jesse's take that there's
Overproduced. It is an overproduced song. It's a 3 out of 10.
too much production. I agree with what my dad said. There's not enough production.
I think Ron might have been pulling your leg.
I don't know, but
Oh, was he pulling your leg?
I can't put it on the poll right now because I'm talking. But Jeremy's gonna put it on the poll. Wow. Okay, so back to music and Mallory. This time next week, we will have a full album review, song by song, rated every song 1 through 10, and it is Alex and Jesse's job to also rate each song out of 10. You have to listen to each song by Sunday.
I can't
That is
wait
your
for
homework.
this because I'm going to listen to every single song for my rating.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds dubious. But no,
No,
Mallory,
it's happening, Jesse. We're gonna rate the songs.
Mallory, we need you to stop mid-sentence and so that we can have a billion cuts like a YouTuber does. You know how they all it's cut, and a lot of them don't know good production, so it's just a jump cut every time, and it's terrible because they didn't go to journalism school.
Do a crossfade real quick.
Or a pop and it moves. All right.
So anyway, I give this song Positions an 8 out of 10. The ending is my favorite when she starts adding the whistle tones and stuff like that. Jesse, your rating of the song?
Between a 3 and a 6 out of 10, I can't decide.
Jeremy, your rating of the song?
No.
5, just because the music video was good.
Alex, your rating of the song?
I hasn't heard it yet.
First number that I see, 1.
Okay, so the winner is Mallory's 8 out of 10.
I have not heard the song yet. So
I think that the chorus kind of saves the song. like you can understand what she's saying.
I don't mind the other parts. It's the chorus that I don't like.
Really.
We need a new Dua Lipa segment with me. Big Dua Lipa guy.
You just think she's
Conspiracy theory about the beginning of the song.
I love Dua Lipa with all my heart.
Yeah,
I know someone who
Jesse,
I know
wait.
someone.
Jesse,
someone
this
in-
is a huge
Jeremy,
conspiracy theory. Ready?
Mute Jeremy.
Okay.
Mute Jeremy. Yeah.
Muted himself.
Alex, fun fact. One of my classmates in high school, her brother dated Dua Lipa for a few months.
Alex is.
Whoa, hold on.
Fun fact.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Alex doesn't love Dua Lipa. He's in love with Dua Lipa.
Yes, fact.
There's a difference between love and in love. That's what that bracelet. Okay, all right.
Jesse, this conspiracy theory though, you have to hear it.
Okay, the conspiracy theory. Thanks for getting me back on track.
Why can't Alex and Mallory? Do they have to like cover their ears or just for me?
The conspiracy theory. She goes, I'm just hoping I don't pause Pete history.
Wow, she and Pete.
Whoa,
Pete.
Pete Davidson. Woo, woo, woo.
Is that Pete Davidson shade? Yes or no? Thoughts?
No, she's gonna get back together with Pete.
Alex, she has a boyfriend. That's not Pete right now.
Okay.
Pete.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hey, I'm Chad.
I'm Chad. Okay.
SNL. SNL had like 3 good skits. Just real quick. SNL had 3 good skits last night. Horrible cold open. Couldn't make it through any of it. But
last
last night
night's
was the
SNL
worst.
episode, one of the worst ever. I'm sorry. I love
Mallory,
it was
that's
really
such a
bad.
hot take. It was so good. There were 3 great sketches, and you're just
the rest of
hating.
it was so bad. Like it was a an atrocious.
Weekend Update, one of the worst
Weekend Update wasn't good, but
Hold up. I really liked Weekend Update.
Weekend Update is always the best part of the show. Always.
Okay, but Melissa Villasenor ruined it.
Okay, I don't like any of their guests on any of the just stay with the straight funny news.
You didn't like having the Village People was amazing.
Okay,
it was cheesy.
Like yes, a lot of it's too much. Yeah.
Also, when they just have Pete Davidson on to talk about something,
that's hilarious. Yeah.
That's when it's funny. And I usually like the Chad skits, but the Chad was not funny yesterday.
I rewatched the Staten Island Thanksgiving skit the other day from like 2 Thanksgivings ago with Pete Davidson and Colin Jost. That was hilarious.
I thought my conspiracy theory was disproved last night. Adele can still sing. I had a conspiracy that she lost her voice or something, but she's still Adele and she can still sing.
But listen to this. I thought that the Africa sketch was amazing too.
I didn't see it.
It's just Adele breaking down like the entire time. She's just laughing.
The nursing home one was really
The
boring.
Bachelor one was fun.
The nursing home one was good.
The Bachelor one was really boring.
The Bachelor one was saved by her singing.
I don't know. I thought that they should have done a Bachelorette spoof, like based on Claire's season. Like that's what they normally do with these like.
No, I thought it was saved by Adele singing, basically.
It was good.
Yeah, the only part of the whole show I liked is when Adele sang.
No, because
I didn't watch hers.
the psychic sketch was really good, and then the Chad one was amazing.
Hey guys, Chad.
Okay.
Best part was when he was going pee and he farts and he goes, safety.
I think the best part is when Adele realizes that she's dead at the end.
Oh, for F's sake, she said.
It was good. I don't know. But I will agree with both of you guys. There were some good sketches, but like overall it was the worst episode of the season.
Really?
I think Jesse should go back and watch Ariana Grande's episode.
Oh really? I first fell in love with Dua Lipa when she was on SNL.
Dua Lipa's a really bad dancer.
She's a phenomenal dancer. What are you talking about?
I need to pull up a video for a
She's
second.
her SNL dancing. Oh my Lord! That's why I love that song.
Keep talking.
All right, next section. What are we doing? I'll just go first because mine's quick. I can get it out of the way. My what are we doing is anybody hating on the Cardinals after that win, like saying that they might not make the playoffs and stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. They beat the best team in the NFC, other than maybe Green Bay. But
did you see the way Tampa Bay played today?
Tampa Bay, yeah, I was about to say Tampa Bay as well. Tom Brady is definitely still great. But yeah, anybody hating on the Cardinals, I'm not gonna say who brought me to this take, but it is ridiculous that.
Yes, Travis.
No, not Travis. It was something else, but I'm just.
Oh, Mallory, that is so good.
She's just moving. She's worse than Katy Perry. She's worse. She's a worse dancer than Katy Perry.
I actually really enjoyed that though.
Yeah, not great. Alex, what's your what are we doing?
My what are we doing is John Bostic and the Cowboys training staff.
Okay, we've already elaborated on that. So, Mallory, what's your what are we doing? You might have just pulled it up.
What are we doing?
Dua Lipa dancing.
Dua Lipa's dancing.
It's not great. It might be
Oh.
worse than Katy Perry's and Taylor Swift's, which is really bad.
Stop hating on my favorite singer of all time.
Jeremy, since you're on.
The Cardinals fans who were calling Isaiah Simmons a bust last week are now calling for more playing time this week.
Typical Cardinals fan base.
Let me just sit here and twist my hips all day.
All she does.
This is terrible for radio, guys. Terrible for radio.
Really bad. It's really bad. Let me just elaborate so the listeners know what they're hearing.
Put it on the poll. Is Dua Lipa a good dancer? Yes.
She just moves her shoulders. Like, she moves her shoulders in her head just a little bit, like left.
And her hips.
Yeah, I guess.
She pops them in and out.
Conspiracy theory.
Donald Trump, she's in the Donald Trump class of dancers.
Wait, I gotta pull something up and ask Alex something after this ad. Hold on.
You gotta turn your ad blockers
Yeah,
off.
you gotta put ad blocker on. That's the problem.
Ad blockers
What
are
do you-
really annoying.
What do you
though.
think, Alex? Alex, what do you think of Dua Lipa's makeup here?
That's not Dua Lipa. That is not Dua Lipa. That is James Charles. That is
Okay, Bachelorette.
not-
Mallory.
Do not. You are about to ruin her for me forever. Do not do that to me again, please.
Mallory, Bachelorette. Recap. Let's go. Let's get into this. Should bring back the song this week.
Okay, so on the Bachelorette this week, first 2 group dates and the first 2 one-on-ones. The first group date was all about love languages. They all gave little speeches while Claire was in a castle. Very, very weird stuff going on. And then they did this thing where they were blindfolded and were feeling each other. Everyone felt awkward watching Claire and Dale. And then who was that on the one-on-one? Was his name Jason?
I don't know, but
Oh, mama.
Jason. They go on a date where they talk about emotional stuff. He's had a rough past. Then they destroy her dress from Juan Pablo's from Juan Pablo's finale. They set it on fire. Then there's a second group date, and it's a dodgeball game, and the losers go home, winners get to spend more time with Claire. Blake Moyes, we still don't know his name. Moyes. his team
Boynes, there's an N in there.
his team loses, but he still decides to show up on the nighttime part of the date. He's breaking the rules again, but she loves it. She gives him a rose. He walks back awkwardly and is like, all the guys are like, you broke the rules and you got a rose, like, again, you know?
Jesse, you'd beat him up, right?
No comment. I don't really believe in assault.
I think.
We condoned fighting earlier with the Cowboys.
I did not.
I don't understand. I don't understand how the football team players didn't go after that guy. I honestly don't understand it.
That's exactly
Cowboys
what
players.
Like literally, when Kiko Alonso made the tackle on Joe Flacco, all of the Ravens players, including Harbaugh, went after Kiko Alonso.
No heart. Cowboys team has no heart at all.
No.
It makes me so mad. So mad.
Jason Witten would have been in
He
the
at least has to fall on his butt. He at least has to get his shoulder. He's got to be shoulder checked, so he ends up.
Can you
on
hire Brian McCann? Just to come out.
Brian McCann is all talk. Brian McCann is all talk.
Yeah, but he would get in the face of him. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he definitely got in the face of Jose Fernandez that one time that Jose Fernandez hits his first ever home run, and Brian McCann's so upset that he watched it go into the seats. Like, give me a break, Brian McCann.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Exactly. Rest in peace.
I don't think that.
Also, Jose Fernandez better career than Clayton Kershaw. Prove me wrong.
He didn't even make the playoffs.
He never finished in the playoffs.
Okay. Then Claire has a present for Dale. Because of course she does. She has a blindfold.
Who she's gonna marry? It's her husband.
She has a blindfold for him.
Baby.
Didn't really understand the point of it. They just start kissing with the blindfold, and then he takes it off.
Baby.
And then the episode.
Baby.
Then the previews for next week. I don't know if it's for next week or in 2 weeks, but it seems like Dale's gonna spend the night with Claire. Baby.
Wow.
Yeah, this
and
is.
They keep showing Yosef in that same clip over and over. I expected a lot more from the oldest Bachelorette. And then Claire goes, I'm 39 and single because I didn't settle for men like that.
Okay.
Period, Claire. Period. Don't
I'm
settle.
gonna give you a big, like a few reasons why this Bachelorette season's terrible.
Oh, it's horrible. I couldn't watch past the first episode.
You didn't watch last week?
Hell no.
Oh no.
I'll watch the new first episode after Claire leaves. Spoiler alert.
Yes, exactly.
Will you watch again, Alex? When Tasha?
I'll watch the episode that she leaves and the first episode of the next one to figure it out.
So what happened is Claire is 39, right? Most of the guys are like 29 through 32.
Right.
Or like 20. Some of the guys are like 26, 27 or something like that. That's a little young. There are 0 guys in their 40s. Like, I feel like she would rather date someone that's like 43 than she would 39.
Well, hold on. Why does the
female
have to be older? Why can't the female be older? What if she wants to be the older one?
I'm not implying that. I'm just saying that there needs to be
What's the point of this comment that you're making here?
There needs to be a good balance. Like, if I was going out as the Bachelor and they gave me a bunch of girls that were
what if the influence like 39 though? Do they even allow people in their 40s to do this? I don't know.
Yes, there was a 40-year-old Bachelor. It was like season 3 or 4 or something.
Ari looked like a 40-year-old Bachelor.
Ari was almost 4. Like I don't understand.
Oh, here we go. Baby Alessi's Instagram. Hold on.
But I wouldn't want a bunch of 28-year-olds if I was almost 40. That's all I'm saying here.
Jeremy, what about the new baby, not Baby Alessi? Don't they have a Instagram for the new baby too?
Baby.
Ari, hold on. I have to go to what? How do you spell Alessi?
I found it already.
Instagrams because they have like a link to it, I believe, in the bio. But yeah, I don't know. Like, if I were Claire, I'd be like, really, you're giving me this like 27-year-old like immature doofus? Like, I just don't understand it. If I were her, I'd be kind of upset. But Dale is significantly younger than her, but
Unless he got a car for her first birthday.
that's so sad. Just a little so sad scene. Poor kid. That kid's gonna be growing up in the most superficial environment in the history of growing up. Like, do they go beyond surface level ever in that household?
I
Like,
don't know.
that's
Wait,
that's.
wasn't she pregnant again, Jeremy? What? Did they not have another baby? I'm confused.
I think she's still pregnant.
She doesn't look like it in her pictures.
Okay, well that's enough. College football, the Virginia Tech Hokies are really bad, and they need to fire Justin Fuente. Their quarterback Hendon Hooker was terrible. They got really sauced on by.
Boy, Alessi is kissing a boy.
Wow, that's
Don't
not.
tell Dad.
There's a global pandemic. But Justin Fuente.
First day of swim lessons. We
won.
we won tonight. Either way, we were gonna win.
It's my birthday, everyone. New whip. Who dis?
Wow. Yes, but the Virginia Tech Hokies.
I love the Baby Alessi segment. Can we do it every week?
Put it on the poll. New whip. Who dis? Question mark.
Yeah, I just really want to talk about Virginia Tech football, but like nobody else seems interested.
That is, you should print that out, put it on a T-shirt, because that is the motto for Virginia Tech football.
I mean,
I just want to talk Virginia Tech football, but no one else seems to want to participate.
They went away from the long captions since February. It's been a while, guys. Just jumping in and saying, hey, I started growing my third tooth yesterday. I've also been army crawling all over the place when I'm not chasing my puppy brother. What's the puppy's name?
ooh, okay.
Its name is Bastion.
Justin Fuente, really bad coach. He's lost a bunch of games I think 6 games as a ranked team. It's been absolutely atrocious. They lost to Boogie Basham and Boogie Basham. You're going to hear about him in the NFL.
He's like a first-round pick, dude. Wake Forest.
He's Wake Forest defensive end.
Cowboys better grab him then. That would be
I don't
electric.
understand how Lawrence doesn't get any pressure on the quarterback. What's going on with him?
I honestly don't know what the heck's wrong. I think the coverage just can't cover anybody long enough.
The best player on the Cowboys defense this season has been Aldon Smith, and he hasn't played since 2015. But going back to Virginia Tech, they need to fire Justin Fuente because Boogie Basham, who grew up 45 minutes away from Blacksburg, has been saucing on them, and they could have signed him. Like he was literally 45 minutes down the way. He was the 3A state player of the year. Like, they won a state championship. I don't know, like, how they didn't see that guy. 3-star recruit. They let him just go to Wake Forest. So, yeah, not a fan of Fuente, not a fan of his recruiting. It's ridiculous that Boogie is not in Blacksburg. And some walk-on that had 3 picks. He's a freshman walk-on from Virginia. Why don't all the great Virginia players go to Virginia Tech? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why are 3-star recruits ending up at Wake Forest instead of Virginia Tech? It's not like we're getting 4 or 5-star recruits
Next year, Jesse.
all over the place. So
Don't worry about it.
you might just want to go for a lot of 3 stars with potential instead of 4 or 5 stars all the time that are going to end up just signing with Alabama.
Be happy that we don't have to be mad about college football for another couple weeks.
Because like me, because unlike Alex, I can admit that my team is no longer a program. Alex's team,
Guys, the team that is back,
win a playoff game.
They beat Pitt. It was an impressive win.
No. Notre Dame fans know Pitt is always one of the scariest games.
That was an impressive win. I will give you that.
Yes. The offense actually looked like it was worth a dang. The defense looked like it was playing
How did
defense.
Ian
Sorry,
Book
Joey
play?
Yellen, but hey.
How did Ian Book play?
Over 300 yards passing and
Attaboy, Ian Book back. That's Ian Book rocketing up the draft board.
Ian Book for president, baby. Go Irish.
Your running back looked good against Florida State, though.
Yes, our running backs are very good this year. We're a running team.
Jesse, you
three
hear
tight end sets. Throw it to Baby Gronk, who's a freshman. Love it. 87.
Wait, is there another Gronk?
No, they call him Baby Gronk.
Don't worry about him. Yeah,
massive number 87.
Ian Book threw over 300 yards, rocketing up the draft boards.
Yeah.
Okay. Notre Dame needs to win a playoff game or win a national. They might even have to win a national championship. Last thing I wanted to say.
A playoff game. I'll give him.
Last thing I wanted to say is Graham Mertz probably had the most amazing college football performance of all time at the quarterback position with COVID. He tested positive. I think it's a false.
Okay. Oh, do it against somebody. He did it against Illinois.
Illinois has Lovie Smith, who was the coach of one of the greatest defenses of all time.
Also,
because he had good players like Lance Briggs.
Also, Tua's brother, Talia, had one of the worst performances from a college quarterback we have ever seen.
I hope Graham Mertz is negative, but if he isn't negative, if it wasn't a false positive, then he threw 5 touchdowns in his first college start with COVID.
Jesse, your Heisman pick, Mr. Wells, had a little bit of an off day.
Grant Wells, he led his team to a win. He didn't play that bad. I don't want to hear it.
I mean, FAU really gave him some problems down there.
They won. They're ranked.
FAU?
Marshall, I believe they're the number 20 or number 22.
FAU, the Fighting Lane Kiffin. Oh, wait. That is reserved for my team over in Ole Miss, Jesse.
Oxford, Mississippi.
Grant Wells, 80 of 125, 64% completion percentage, 1,110
3 interceptions.
8.9 yards per attempt, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Not bad.
Final line on Ian Book. 313 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and a quarterback rating of 173.7.
Let's go, Book. That's a bounce back performance right there. Bounce back performance right there.
Jeremy, you know how much you would love to have Marshall quarterback Grant Wells on Florida State?
Listen, Travis has been playing excellent football. His defense.
You would rather have quarterback Grant Wells.
Alex, I know you know about this. You understand how Florida State has 12 players on their team that can play in the NFL. They have 11 players on their defense that are going to play in the NFL.
Yes.
And
the defensive lineman, he's going to be like a top 5.
He's not going to be a top 10 pick. But understand this. They got that many players on their defense that probably all of them are going to play in the NFL one day. And they gave up 48 points to Louisville.
Before I pass it over to Mallory for the polls, quick little college football note. Little high school football note. Arizona high school football. The Fighting Santan Charter, Kerry Taylor's Roadrunners. They evened up their record at 2-2. They had a big blowout win over a crappy team on Friday. I forgot. And Alex and I will be on the call on this Friday for their final home game, senior night. Their third of 3 home games this year.
What are we calling their stadium?
I just say welcome to
the beeper. Meep meep.
That's a good one. The meeper.
The drive-in.
What?
The drive-in.
Wow. They did have the Back to the Future car there last week.
They did. They did have the Back to the Future car. Yeah, but the Fighting Kerry Taylor's big win. And then Saguaro and Hamilton, the number 2 and 3 ranked teams in the Open Division in the state, they were on ESPN2. Defensive battle, Big Ten style football, which is surprising because Arizona's skill position players are bigger than their linemen. And
Suddenly,
so,
the Big Ten is turning into the Big 12. Every football game seems like,
SEC's turning into the Big 12.
oh yeah, every football game is looking like Big 12 football this year, except for the Big 12.
um, Santan Charter is the only school in Arizona with a big player. They have a 6'6", 265-pound left tackle and defensive end, who rumbled and bumbled his way down to the 5.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, tripping over the 6-yard line down to the 5.
Daniel Jones. But
Randy Rosarena.
Daniel Jones. This is a big week for tripping in sports.
Rosarena.
Not talking about like the drugs, unless you're talking about
Dale Strawberry, the 1986 Mets, I believe was the year.
that cocaine won that World Series.
This is Helena High and
Snow.
That's real football. Jeremy covered a game in real football. Let's see.
Helena.
Snow.
Anything else? Anything else I had?
Oh, we got my joke? Okay, I'm just giving myself that.
Tripping.
Helena High took on Capitol High this Friday night, Jesse, and Helena High clinched the number 2 seed in the Western Division. So that means they will have a first round bye. Capitol has to go play Butte in Butte.
Mallory, how's your high school doing in football?
Actually, this is a big story, Jesse.
This is my high school.
It's also my high school.
They are not allowed to play right now, so another high school is hosting them and allowing them to play as on their team this year.
That's sketch, but very Florida. That's very Miami high school football.
The Valparaiso Vikings are roaring into the state tournament, 5-0 this week against the Michigan City Wolves. Fun fact, Rocky Lombardi, the quarterback for Michigan State, very bad football team, quarterback for Michigan State, his dad, offensive coordinator for Michigan City, Valparaiso Vikings, Michigan City Wolves, Michigan City, 7 o'clock Central Time. Book it.
Is it? Wait, did y'all play a 5-game season?
No, we lost 4 to COVID.
Oh, wow. So.
All right, so polls.
Hold on. My high school's playing in the spring. Mallory.
Okay.
So if you would like to know how Mallory's high school team is doing right now, True Prep Academy is the team that they are playing for. They're 3-1 currently. The one game they lost to St. Thomas Aquinas, 25-13.
Yeah, St. Thomas Aquinas. No, they don't care about COVID. They just care about how many stars their players can get.
Stats. Looking at the stats, Mallory. But Nick, what's his name?
This is terrible radio. Please move on to the poll.
Yeah, Jeremy, I know who you're talking about, but we can talk about that off.
9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's thrown for over 779 yards so far this season.
Just mute him, yeah.
I removed him entirely. I didn't even put him in the waiting room. I just removed him.
Are they just a Sean Lee away? 50-50 never happened before. Is he better than Al Michaels? 80% no. Is he the man? 60% yes. Is Jeremy living in the moment? 50-50. Never happened before.
How about
Vote
that?
for Sparky? 80%. Did Jesse with 2 E's at the end complete kindergarten? 75% no.
Okay.
Were legs being pulled? ? #positions, 66% yes. And then I think it's because I was on his page.
Now re-update that. That should be 75% yes.
I think it's because I was just on his page. I randomly tweeted at Ronnie Schnell, new whip, who dis?
Okay. Next.
That's it.
Wait, we had one more, I feel like.
Nope.
Okay, that's it. All right. That'll do it for this edition of the Why So Serious Show on Blaze Radio, blazeradioonline.com. Jeremy Schnell, again, was not invited, so I'm not going to thank him for joining us.
Who sent him the link?
I really, it must have been you.
Me?
Or it's the same. It's probably a recurring link.
No, it's not. It's the same. It's a different link. It's not Sun Devil football.
We're way over time.
It's fine. Our show's at 11 p.m. Yes, but follow us
Okay.
at the letter Y.
Bye.
This is a serious show. Yeah, that's it for the show. Really terrible ending by me.
Yeah, Dua Lipa.
Go Rays.
Go Rays, go Irish. Go Dua Lipa.